Hello, welcome back to Dreamwalker Tarot. My name is Dawn, and this is the December reading for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mars. Please go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell for post notifications. Okay, so welcome Sagittarius and happy birthday. This month I'm going to be doing something a little bit differently. I'm going to be working with the Sibyl's Oraculum Oracle deck, right? And so this reading is a little bit different in the way that it's outside of the way that tarot is done. The way that it's structured is that there are 4 separate cards. The one that represents the core issue, the other that represents the projection, and then the other 2 are considered action cards. One is cool action and one is hot action, right? So the core issue card represents the core issue that you guys will be facing this month. It is really the reading itself is really meant for a person to receive the information, reflect on how it is playing out in their life, in their current situation, and to realize how it plays out in your life. Kind of take the opportunity to reflect on it, to accept what you find, and then you move on. And so in moving on, you are able to kind of make the necessary adjustments, or just to become aware of how certain issues are playing out into your life and how they may be affecting you in any way. So for you guys, Sagittarius, this month, the core issue card that came out is represented by transformation. The projection card that came up in terms of the transformation is the Lust card. And there are 2 action cards. The first one being cool action is represented here by the Submission card. And then the final card, which is considered the hot action, is Transcendence. And so what we're seeing here is the opportunity for really aggressive change, a maturity, a leveling up in your life this month. And again, with the projection card here being the Lust card, the projection card is basically just showing what the rationalizations or the justifications that you might have in your mind that is preventing you from seeing the core issue. So with the core card being transformation, it's saying here that lust is preventing your transformation. So like in a literal sense, that's what that would mean. And so when we talk about lust, we're usually we attribute that to like physical lusting and desiring a person, but that can also be applied to lusting and desiring things. It could be power, money, possessions, but with the strictest sense of the word, lust is like instant gratification, right? Seeing something, seeing someone that you are physically attracted to and have a strong desire to, and that type of desire and that type of motivation is what's blocking any transformation that you might have in your life, because it's causing an issue. It's distracting you. It's taking away from your focus and the goals and things that you want to accomplish. Also, with the transformation card, there is this image of a bird looking backwards. And in the text itself, I believe it says that it's a swan, which is ultimately a symbol of, turning from like the ugly duckling into the swan. So it's about maturing, growing. But this bird actually also to me represents the symbol of the Sankofa bird, which is a symbol for being able to learn from the past. So this could be mistakes that you've made in the past that have attributed to your ultimate growth, or will attribute to your ultimate growth, or things that have happened in the past that you're looking back at now and trying to kind of weigh out in your current circumstances, because whatever happened in the past is actually directly attributing to your current circumstance. So there is like an element of learning from your past mistakes. This could be your mistakes. This could be ancestral mistakes or cyclical mistakes within your family, and so these are things that you're kind of like looking at right now at the space of your life and trying to figure out how you can navigate away from these types of behaviors, because it's not helping your greatest good, right? And so that's kind of the space that you're going to be in for this month. There's also the element of understanding that wisdom comes with age. Your actions will change as you mature and grow, and transformation is not an overnight process, right? It's something that takes time. But realizing how lust plays out in your life and what it has cost you, or how it influences or impacts the direction that you're trying to head in your life, is really an important thing to consider this month. Also, there's an element of learning how to forgive yourself for the past decisions that you've made, and just allowing yourself to move forward from that, right? I wanted to actually read a portion of what the book says about lust for in this deck, right? So it says, when the urge to gratify a desire feels out of our control, we have the potential to cause tremendous pain to others as well as ourselves. For us to remain masters of our own lives, our desires must be tempered with focused reason so that we don't make mistakes that could have easily been avoided. This makes sense if we actually realize that our motivation to act originated from lust. However, lust is rarely identifiable as such, but instead is mislabeled as ambition, perseverance, or courage. What must be understood is that emotions in and of themselves, positive or negative, are not designed to care about you or anyone else, because they are merely the effect of a belief. Caring about anything is based on an agreement of what you perceive to be true or false in any given situation. Once you agree or disagree, you make a choice about if and how you will emote or respond. The emotion you select at that point only seeks to be gratified, but herein lies the dilemma. Because people are essentially divine, they are not satisfied with the mere gratification of lust. They want to feel justified. For example, it is much harder to carry out an irresponsible act if you say to yourself, I am lusting for fill in the blank, and I am incapable of self-control because I am weak. So this must be done even if I cause great harm and inconvenience to myself and others in the process. Saying something like that would make most people feel awful. And if you say, I know that this may get me in a heap of trouble, but you only live once and I want to grab the bull by the horns, then it's not so bad. Clearly, the second example is a better mask for lust, because it makes you feel heroic instead of impotent and selfish. And lust gets you what you want in the short term, but eventually you may lose, because lust for its own sake is not a creator but a destroyer. So if you get the lust card in a reading, there's a danger that you are masking lustful intentions as something nobler. And if you continue to fool yourself, understand that lust for its own sake can only result in pain. If what you are lusting after can only be accomplished by potentially wreaking havoc, then consider the following. Why do you feel you can't be happy or complete without the attainment of this goal? And what you could do to accomplish your goal with as little harm to yourself as possible, and also with as little help to others as well, right? So in relationship to the two cards, which is the core matter and also the projection, we have the action cards, right? So the action cards are two cards. On the left, it's the blue card, which is considered the cool action. the cool action card, the blue set, relates to the suggested internal state of mind that you should kind of step into in relationship to the cards that were pulled before. And so this card is saying there's a sense of submission that has to happen here. And really it's a sense of understanding, like we said, receiving the information that's presented and really looking at it in the ways that it's played out in our life, how it's impacted us, and really accepting the things that we discover there. And this might make you feel, it might make you feel some type of way. Like if you are looking at it, from the sense of the decisions that you make can potentially damage and harm the people that you love and care about, and not look at it in the way where you're saying, okay, this is just something that I have to do. You really have to kind of take stock with that and come to grips with the things that you've actually done in the past. And so the first step to moving out of this is to accept the information, accept the fact that lust is something that plays a huge role in your life, and it also plays a part in impacting your relationships with others and also your relationship with yourself. And the red card basically is talking about, it's called the hot action card. It's basically talking about the external process and response to the cards that are pulled. So the logic being is that because your thought precedes your actions. I'm so sorry, my throat is like really going crazy right now. Thoughts precede your actions. If what you think can potentially affect what you do. And so the hot card here is transcendence. And so this is coming to the point where it's like you have to be able to look at the things that you do like really from an objective space, really kind of own that, and in doing that, in owning the mistakes and in owning the things that you've done in the past, try to live in a way that is outside of that and transcend. And so allow your behavior to reflect this thought process that you go through that reveals to you what this lust actually is in your life. What does it say about what you're lacking? What does it say about what you need? And instead of activating the lust aspect, work on achieving the things that the lust is kind of like replacing for you. In the actual text for this book, the meaning for the submission card is a knee bent voluntarily is not broken. And so this card is saying for you to yield to whatever you consider to be the superior force or forces over the matter, and that this will not be an act of weakness, but one of strength. The final card here is the Transcendence card, and it says, you swam the transcendent depths of the womb. It is there you learned what is right for you. It is here that you have met others who have also forgotten their way. And so this is really speaking to your divinity. The symbols on the card is the cowrie shell, which represents depth, transcendent knowledge, and good fortune. And then the meaning for this card, based on the book, is saying that this is an important test, even if it doesn't appear to be. Maintain right thought, put the ego in check, and take the high road for the best outcome. And so that is it, Sagittarius. This ends the reading for this month. Please like the video. Let me know in the comment section how this is kind of working out in your world at this time. Share the video with someone that you think would benefit from it. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for post notifications.